cool thing about tonight is that some people are building on their legacy. Some are starting their legacy in this building. And the next two fighters are doing exactly that here tonight at the Mansfield Tavern. Are you ready for your next fight? Introducing first, Ali Haidari.
And here we have, making his walk to the cage, young Ali Haidari, 17 years of age.
Very young.
Coming all the way from Afghanistan, fighting out of Australian top team, making his debut in the XFC cage. And in terms of quality trainers, I was talking before, I got Ashkan and also Saman Mokharari cornering him previously of the UFC fight cage. I was telling you earlier, he has both a TP submission and also one of two twisters in the UFC as well. Quite skill set in terms of grappling across the board. But this young fella comes with a blue belt in BJJ and also boxing experience. His preference is to strike, but if it gets to the ground, he can take it on there as well.
Yeah, I had a chat to Suman Mokhtarian out the back earlier, and the one thing I love about him is just how humble he is. You know, I was just asking him, how he thought his fighter was going to go, and he mentioned he was a little bit nervous, but the one thing I loved about Suman is he basically said, we'll see how he goes. You know what I mean? We'll get him in there, we'll see how he handles the pressure and the nerves, and just go from there. But, one thing I joked with the Mokhtarian brothers is that he can say on this kid's record that it's his first fight. If there's anyone that gets thrown into the lion's den in terms of training, it's the boys from AT&T. It's like the old school way of training where they throw bombs in their sparring sessions. There's no pitter-patter down there. The boys are testing each other's chins every time they chuck on those gloves and train.
Well, when we were talking about his fight camp, it was very hard, had its ups and downs, but he loves it so much, he doesn't care, he's ready to go.
Yeah, he looks in good condition as well. So what we're going to have to really notice, and especially those at home watching this from the crowd, the speed that is going to come from these two fighters is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Shredded, mate. Look at him.
These guys will not be on fast forward, but it will look like that, just how fast they are.
Introducing his opponents, Dallas Dalasanya Dennis.
Dalasanya.
And Dallas Dalasanya Dennis fighting out of Combat Lab. I've been watching this kid. This is where I train myself, and I can tell you he has had a hell of a camp. In regards to, he was actually training for another promotion 2 months prior with Coastal Combat, and pretty much he just kept having opponents pull out on him left, right, and center. And so his training camp has been all the way since then. He has not stopped and constantly sharpening the skill sets from there. A huge range of fighters across the table. Joel Sopasvari as the main coach, and also joining him in the cage later on tonight, we've got Dan Stavely as well, and a whole bunch of other fighters from Combat Lab.
This might be his debut fight, but when you go through multiple fight camps, mate, there's no better preparation for something like this.
Yeah, there's got to be some frustration that he wants to let out soon as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. Finally he gets to let it all out. Finally, it's worth it.
Yeah, and it says across there in terms of basically a white belt and experience, he's anything but. He's got that good quality MMA grappling style that the Coastal Combat team is certainly famous for. And he's quite crafty, very, very long limbs, and quite intuitive around when to put chokes in and submissions.
The old Sepasvari slap.
So he's only a couple of years older than Ali. So Dallas is 24 and Ali is 17. So we've got two young fighters coming in here and seeing how they go. Both of them on debut.
Afghanistan is a hard place, so we're looking at a hard man over there. So we'll see.
Dallas grew up in Darwin, Northern Territory as well, mate. He's
just as hot, mate. It's just as hot over there too.
Oh, here we go. The Dalasanya. Have a look at him.
That's an yard stare. Here we go.
Death stare. Have a look at that.
He's into it, yep. Ref's talking, but he's not listening.
The newly promoted black belt, Nakia Melody, in the cage.
This fight is an amateur flyweight fight. B-class rules, 3 by 3 minute rounds. Introducing first, in the blue corner. Weighing in at 57.2 kilos. Making his debut tonight. Fighting out of Australian top team, Ali Haidari! And his opponent in the red corner. Weighing in at 57.1 kilos. Making his debut tonight, fighting out of Combat Lab, Dallasanya Dennis. And the referee for this fight is Nakia Melody.
And one thing you think about when you think about Combat Lab as well is that that kind of intimidation factor from across the cage. I'll tell you, if there's any gym that isn't going to back down from that, it's Australian top team.
Certainly has. And here we have Nakia Melody giving the fighters the instructions to get back. They're both just biting at the bit here. No glove touch. Getting straight into
Nice
it.
leg kick there. Oh, returned it.
You wouldn't pick Ali for 17, would you?
No way. Oh, wow.
Oh, both of them
Ali's
through.
got some
Elbow.
strikes.
Oh, the knee to the head.
They're both just throwing the same game plan at each other.
Yeah, the three-time world champion Ian Jacobs once told me that one of the best defenses is offense. And Dallas Dennis there was backed up against the cage, and instead of covering up, he threw his own barrage straight back at Ali.
And he was able to walk Ali across the cage as a result there, wasn't he?
Hey, nice.
Super quick, both these boys are.
Oh, nice
that
leg
was
kick
deep.
by Ali. And fighting with a hook, too.
Oh, Ali calling him on now.
Ali's tagged him a couple of times. I like the way that Dallas has moved off onto the corner in terms of making the switching him around.
Nice leg kick there by Ali.
Yeah, those kicks are deep, aren't they? They're hitting right to the bone. Oh, a couple of feints. Oh, wow.
Oh,
he's
rocked
hurt
him.
Has he hurt him?
Yes. Yes. Oh, it's rocked. He's rocked. Oh, another one.
You can't take many of those.
Dallas is hanging in. Oh, wow. Wow.
Ali at the
Wow.
back end there having a bit of a yell at Dallas.
Wow.
Wow, huge emotion in the cage there.
Crisp combinations there from Ali at the end there. Was relentless and just kept that pressure on Dallas.
Just phenomenal speed in which both gentlemen were throwing strikes.
Intense. Intense.
So many strikes thrown in such a short time frame for both those boys. There's some really good positives in both those fighters, a few things they can learn from there as well, but I do like the way that they were just throwing it out, putting it all on the line. This was not going to go to the judges anytime soon.
Like you said, it looks like they're on fast forward, but they were not. That was how fast they really are.
The winner of this fight at 1 minute 18 in the first round by TKO. In the blue corner, Ali Haidari. All right, we're here with your winner, Ali, 17 years old. The first question I need to ask you is, do your parents know you're here?
Honestly, no. I have no clue.
Mate, I don't know what I was doing when I was 17, probably failing math class or something. I wasn't in the cage knocking people out. That's ridiculous.
I love this shit, bro. I've been doing this for 3 years now. I love it. I'm sick. I'm sick in the head. Like my coach says always, if you're not sick, you can't do this.
Mate, once you got the stoppage, there was a little bit of emotion there. Carried on. Obviously, you've got a lot of respect to your opponent. Anything you want to say to your opponent?
I do apologize for that. That was just a little bit of adrenaline kicking in. But yeah, it was a great fight. Obviously, the better man comes on top.
Mate, I tell you what, I said on the commentary booth, you didn't look like a 17-year-old. In there, you had so much maturity about you. You look fast, you look sharp, you got a ton of power in your hands. Tell us how you thought that fight went.
Honestly, it was all because of my boxing camp. It was my coach right here teaching me all the southpaw tricks. It's all because of him that I'm here. Both of the brothers, Sue and Mokhtarian, it's because of his jiu-jitsu that I'm up here.
Suman, jump in, mate. Suman, I had a chat to you at the back. And one thing you said, though, even though it's Ali's first fight, you don't know how this is going to go. As his coach, how did he go?
Honestly, he did good. I can be critical on some things that he did. He got into a bit of a brawl. He's a very technical fighter. I know he's a fighter of the future. I'm happy that he got to show a bit of his heart and a bit of his power tonight. But this guy's got a lot more than that to show. Trust me, Australia's going to know this name, Ali Haidari.
So I'm sure you've got your own show, Urban Fight Night. You got plans for Ali to jump on that again soon?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have Ali hopefully back on in February. And hopefully if XFC is lovely to have us back here, we'd love to come back and fight on XFC.
Ali, last question. Again, you had a ton of support here. Really awesome to see everyone come up from Sydney to support you and Australian top team. Who would you like to thank?
I'd love to thank every one of you that are here supporting me. I appreciate it all. Thank you very much. I would like to give a big shout out to my sponsor, MBG, Marvelous Building Group. They've been helping me out. That's my work. That's where I work as. Thank you very much.
Nice, mate. A couple of lemonades tonight to celebrate, or what's on the agenda tonight?
Just orange juice. Just orange juice. Nothing overage. Nothing overage.
Congratulations, mate. Phenomenal again.
Thank you.